Have you ever just had that feeling like your brain is hardwired to see patterns and connections that just, I don't know, sail right over everyone else's heads? Well, today we're going to get right into why that happens. You know the feeling, right? Maybe you're in a meeting at work or just hanging out with friends, and suddenly, bam, it just clicks. You see this subtle link, a hidden motive, a connection that's as clear as day to you, but it seems like it's completely invisible to everybody else in the room. If that sounds like you, then you are absolutely in the right place. So, let's really dig into this whole experience. This kind of unique ability to connect dots that, for most people, might as well be in different galaxies. It could be something small, like you notice how a coworker's language totally shifts depending on who they're talking to. Or maybe you can just see the hidden logic in a chaotic system that everyone else thinks is just random. It's this knack for seeing the hidden blueprint of a situation that can really make you feel, well, a little different. But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. When you try to point these patterns out, you often just hit a brick wall of doubt. And that leads to a really common and, let's be honest, frustrating myth. Does that sound familiar? It's that classic dismissal that can make you totally question your own sanity. You see the patterns so clearly, but you're told you're just making it all up. It's so invalidating. So this brings up a huge question. Is this pattern-finding thing a bug, a glitch in your system? Are you really just overthinking? Or is there something way more powerful going on here? Well, it turns out science has a pretty fascinating answer for this. It is absolutely not a flaw. It's a feature, and it's powered by this incredible cognitive engine we all have. Let's take a look under the hood at your brain's very own mental workbench. Okay, so the key player in all of this is something called working memory. And honestly, the best way to picture it is exactly like that, a mental workbench. It's this temporary workspace in your mind where any new information lands, all ready for you to poke at it and examine. So how does this workbench actually work in the moment? Well, imagine a friend makes some kind of offhand comment. That little piece of info lands right on your workbench. Instantly, your brain acts like a super fast librarian, zipping through your entire memory for related files. You know, past comments, their body language last week, maybe even a similar vibe from years ago. It pulls all those files onto the workbench, lays them out, and click. A potential pattern starts to take shape. Now, you pair that powerhouse of a workbench with what we call abstract thinking, which is just our ability to understand big ideas that aren't tied to, a physical thing. And that combination, that's the secret sauce. It lets you take all those scattered, random-seeming bits of info and see the whole puzzle, the big picture that everyone else is missing. So what does this all mean for you in those aha moments when everything just suddenly makes sense? This is where it gets really, really cool. Let's just get this out of the way because it's so important. You are not imagining things. That feeling of seeing a connection isn't some fantasy. It's the very real result of a very powerful cognitive process. Here's the core idea. You likely have a really efficient, high-capacity working memory. And because your mental workbench can hold and connect more pieces of information at once, you're able to build what we can call invisible bridges. These are the links between ideas and events that, for other people, just stay as separate facts. You don't just see the dots, you see the entire structure that's connecting them. So this all leads to a really powerful reframe, right? The myth says you're overthinking. The reality? You have a high-capacity mental workbench. The myth says you're imagining things. The reality? No, you're perceiving the invisible bridges that connect ideas. See the difference? This isn't a weakness at all. It's a cognitive superpower. Okay, so let's bring this down to earth. How does this actually show up in our day-to-day lives? Because this ability isn't just for solving abstract puzzles, it has a huge impact on how we get through our social world. I mean, think about it. Human interaction has got to be one of the most complicated systems out there. It is full of unwritten rules, subtle cues, hidden meanings. It's a minefield. Your ability to build those invisible bridges is kind of like having a secret blueprint to the social world that everyone else is trying to navigate without a map. So what kind of patterns are we even talking about? Well, maybe you're the first one to pick up on that subtle shift in tone when a certain topic comes up with your friends. Or you walk into a new job and you can instantly figure out the unspoken rules. You might see a friend stuck in the same relationship loop over and over. Or you can just decode what someone really means behind the words they're choosing. This is your mental workbench firing on all cylinders, building this deep social map from all the little clues. So if we're going to boil this all down to one essential point, it's this. That thing you've been told your whole life is overthinking? It's not.
It's actually a deep, sophisticated, and incredibly useful form of pattern recognition. It isn't noise in your head, it's the signal.
So the next time you spot one of those patterns that nobody else seems to get, don't just brush it off. Trust it. Trust your perception. Trust your brain's amazing ability to build those invisible bridges. The only real question left is, now that you know you can see them, where are you going to let them take you?